I want to share a really powerful Kabbalistic code that happens uniquely this year around Pesach. It's going to blow your mind. It's a little bit technical, so stick with me through the details. I think you'll get it and appreciate it, and it will enhance your Passover experience. This I heard in the name of Benjamin Blech, a teaching about Atbash. So Atbash, as you may or may not know, is a monoalphabetic substitution cipher. That is to say, you can do this in any alphabet where you take the first letter of the alphabet and you can substitute it with the last letter of the alphabet. And then you take the second letter of the alphabet and you can substitute it with the next to last letter of the alphabet. So A you could substitute with Z, and then B you would substitute with Y. Okay, so, and this goes for all of the letters of the alphabet. So this is a code that's used to encode information in another layer of interpretation and commentary throughout our tradition. So for instance, Jeremiah, when he wanted to write about Bavel, he didn't call it Bavel, he called it Shashach, because the shin corresponds to the bet, and the other shin to the other bet, and the lamed to the kuf. And the deep meaning of Jeremiah using Shashach instead of Bavel connotes an overturning of Bavel, of Babylon. So there's various ways in which interpretive codes like this can be used. So here's one really powerful way that it comes to life this year, and that is with the days of the week corresponding to this year's calendar, and corresponding to different Jewish holidays and when they happen in which day of the week of this year in particular. So, for instance, this year, Passover, and this starts with Passover. This year, Passover starts on Saturday night, Sunday. That is to say, it's the first day of the week according to the Hebrew way of looking at the weekdays. So it's the first day. So how powerful that the first, so that would be Yom Aleph, the first day. And we're going to see that the other Jewish holiday that also is going to come out on a Saturday night, Sunday, is going to be a holiday that begins with a Taf, which is of course Tisha B'Av. The 9th of Av will also this year be happening on Saturday night, Sunday. And then it keeps going. So what will be happening on the second day of the week? So that'll be Sunday night, Monday, is going to be a holiday that begins with Shin. Of course, that's Shavuot of this year. Will be happening on the second day of the week. Moving on to the third day, Yom Gimel corresponds. Gimel can be substituted with Reish. So Reish, of course, is going to go with Rosh Hashanah. Will this year be on Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday. Next, we have Yom Daled, which is Tuesday night, Wednesday, corresponds with Kuf, which refers to Yom Kriyah, which is the reading of the Torah, and that, of course, is Simchas Torah. Next, Yom Hey corresponds with Tzadi, and Tzadi represents the word for Tzom, which is fast. So Yom Kippur will be on Thursday of this week. Next is Friday. The Vav will come in correspondence to the Pei, and that is Purim. Purim of this year was on Friday. And finally, and here's where I really want to open your ears right now to hear this one. So at the very end is Shabbat, the final day, the seventh day of the week, corresponds with the letter Ayin. And Ayin is the first letter of Atzmaut, Yom HaAtzmaut, the day of Israeli independence. But what's incredible about this is that all of these other holidays have existed for a very long time. They've been deeply encoded for millennia, except for Yom HaAtzmaut. Yom HaAtzmaut is a modern holiday. And some would even question, is it a religious holiday at all? Not everybody says Hallel. Not everybody celebrates it as a religious holiday, but I feel like this Atbash would encourage us to celebrate it as a legitimate religious event. A legitimate religious holiday that was destined, and not only was it destined to be part of the Jewish holidays, Yom HaAtzmaut, but it was destined to correspond here to Shabbat, the seventh day, because the idea is that the Shabbat is the culmination of the week. It's the ideal messianic, enlightened era that we're all kind of questing after. And how beautiful it is that that corresponds with our Yom Ha'atzmaut, with the establishment of the State of Israel. And I hope that this teaching it definitely gives me strength, and I hope that it can strengthen you as well to really open up your hearts to the idea that this was long destined. You know, this was all planned out, and it's part of a larger plan. It's part of a divine plan. It's part of the prophetic vision that's been talked about back in our Torah and repeated on repeat throughout our incredible commentaries and holy books, and throughout our tradition for millennia, finally come into full fruition in our lifetimes. And we get to be the blessed recipients of the fruit of this prophetic vision, fully fulfilled, the Sabbath experience of living on the land of Israel. I know it's hard. I know we're in a war, and it feels, burdensome and tedious, but let us not forget the true celebration of the fact that we are back in our land. Hag Sameach.